Hello, Steve White, TrekWhite89 for Steve White's 89, Star Trek's Gatekeeper. Well, I just read another interview on TrekMovie.com. This one was with Rebecca Romijn, who's playing number 1 in Strange New Worlds. And I saw this drop just after I read the other interview, or like the panel that they did at Mission Chicago. And I thought of doing it. I thought, no, it's really hard to read through an interview for a video, especially if you didn't realise how long it was before you started. But this was interesting just because of one little point. I mean, she talked about a few interesting things. She talked about how she was introduced to Star Trek by her mother when she was 8, and so was Anson Mount. I'd always heard it was fathers introducing their sons to Star Trek. I'd never really heard of mothers introducing their kids to Star Trek, or girls really liking Star Trek when they were growing up. I hadn't really met any female Star Trek fans, I mean, until I was an adult. But when I was growing up, it was mostly just the boys who wanted to play with phasers and, you know, be Spock or whatever. So I thought that was interesting that her mother introduced her, and she said that on stage, and then a lot of people came to her and said that their mothers introduced them as well. And she put it down to being a mother herself, understanding that generally children, they're curious, you want them to think universally, you want them to think about, you know, more than just themselves, you know, bigger than us, looking at different, aliens, and just think of the universe, and you want to expand their minds. You want them to be very open-minded. So the idea of introducing kids to Star Trek makes sense in that sense, and that mothers would do that. So that was interesting. And then the other part that was interesting was just talking about how the role came to her, that it wasn't something she sought out. She wasn't like a sort of nerd looking for it, and they'd never asked her to play the computer voice or Nurse Chapel, because people were asking, you know, Majel Barrett played all 3. Was there any talk of you playing all 3? And they're like, no, never happened, never occurred to her. She also was a big fan of Gilbert and Sullivan, so that really heinous scene in Q&A. She already knew the song. She played in a Gilbert and Sullivan troupe when she was a kid, and she knew all the musicals and all that. But that was sort of one little secret Spock and Una have, and that was the most interesting part about this interview. She said, the character wasn't very developed, so we had to create a whole character basically. We had some detail about her, that she was meticulous and great at her job, and she was the best, and we made her basically the best, that she loved Starfleet and, you know, the stars, space exploration. That's life to her. That's the most important thing to her, and she's the best, and she's a perfectionist, and that intimidates other people. But that's not by accident. She does that deliberately to keep people at a distance, because she's hiding a secret, which is exposed in the 3rd episode. And I thought, oh no, what are they going to do to change this character? What are they going to do to shock the audience? Because this is part of the Game of Thrones that is problem with Star Trek, where they were trying to be Game of Thrones and Discovery, and they were like killing people randomly and just trying to do things for shock value to get people talking. And I'm like, is this dragged into Strange New Worlds, that they're going to have this character that we all know and love? Because she said she felt like a caretaker, that a lot of people were very protective of this canon and this sort of era of Star Trek and these characters, and she felt a responsibility to take care of them. And now she's going to give her a big secret that's going to change who she is, or change how we see her or think of her. I really, really, really worry about that. What are they going to do? Are they going to make her a man who's transitioned? Are they going to make her an alien? Are they going to have her secretly killed her parents or something? I mean, what are they going to do that's going to change this character and ruin this character? Why can't she just be number 1? Why can't she just be the best officer and just, you know, have difficulty with people because she's such a perfectionist that, you know, she just that's enough? Because she was originally the Spock character in The Cage. When they lost that character and they kept Spock, they gave Spock all her qualities, and that's how the Vulcan race was basically born, because the Vulcans weren't emotionless originally. That's why Spock smiles when he touches the plants in The Cage, because his character wasn't developed yet. He was an alien. He had an appearance, but he didn't really have a backstory. They didn't really have any of that, and they gave him all her features, and that's how the Vulcans were born. So why can't she just be number 1? Why do we have to change her? Why does there have to be some big reveal, some big shock? Maybe in the 2nd season, once we've had some time with her to get to know her, we get 2 episodes, and then they're going to probably ruin the character. Yes, I'm being pessimistic. I'm being, cynical, but I've also lived through almost 7 years of Discovery and Picard now. 6 years of Discovery and Picard, four seasons and 2 seasons. And I just, give me a break. Give me a break if I'm doubting now. So I heard that and I thought, oh no. She's not even in the first episode. She's not on the ship anyway. And now they're going to change her. So I wanted Pike, Spock, Una, basically doing their thing together for years on TV, just doing their thing, and we're not even going to get more than 1 episode, I think, when she's on the ship just being the character, because they're going to have her change in the 3rd episode, and she's not even on the ship in the 1st episode, so we're going to get like 1 episode. I just can't. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Thanks.